Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, as promised, we were out here working on the go-kart today. And you know, like every YouTuber's nightmare, the battery goes dead. You know, you come out here and start filming, you think you got filming, and I had it far enough away that the battery died on me. I didn't hear it go beep 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 beep, so it didn't tell me. So anyway, this little go-kart here we took the transmission off, as you can see right here. That was the only way to get to this chain that was locked up here. So, and yes, this one does have a little mini transmission on it. All it is a forward and reverse. But now I got to take the little cotter key off there, the snap ring off of there, so I'd say. And then we got to pop the gear off so we can get the chain unwound. Because as you can see, it just broke and wrapped itself right around there. So I'm gonna set you up right here so you can get a good view, and we're gonna pop that thing off of there. So let me grab the snap rings real quick. We got the really cool tool here, the snap ring pliers. So, see if I can get you a little better view of this and see what's going on here. Look at there. I thought sure that dog was going to be a pain to get out of there. Now, the real pain is coming. Because as you can see right here, he's wrapped that, when she broke, she wrapped that chain right up inside that gear drive right there. So we're going to try yeah, that's what I thought. She wasn't going to cooperate. So we're going to try and get her in here. We just got to get her loose from that drive right there, so without breaking the housing. That's the whole key, because it's already messed up a little bit, so we're just trying to save her at this point. So what we do is we put a little pressure on this side here, and then we'll tap the front, and sometimes that'll break her loose, just like that. That'll break her loose. Breaks that little thing loose right there, and then she'll slide out of there. So that's what we're going for right now, is just trying to get her to slide out. Let's get us another handy bob little tool. And we'll just keep tapping away at her. till she comes loose. Just give him a little more. Little more, little more. As you can see, just some real light taps, and she'll start coming out of there. So we'll tap her a little bit more right here. We are almost there. Now we're gonna see if we can't drive her back a little bit. She's already got a hold of the housing pretty good, so I'm hoping the housing is not broke all the way through. All right. We'll just keep keeping a wedge on there. There she goes. Ta-da! We got her off of there. So yeah, you can see it chewed the housing up pretty good right there, but let's spray her down a little bit. So the chain is off. So now we're gonna pop the gear back on here. Probably gonna need a little more lube now that we sprayed it all off. Now, as far as penetrating oil, y'all, I have found this stuff. I buy this on Amazon, surprising enough. You know, I thought it was a brand I'd never heard of, but you know, I thought, well, let me just try it. And it was a fairly decent price compared to the rest of them. It's actually just a hair cheaper than the rest of them, but all the other stuff really wasn't cutting it very well, you know, for some of the stuff that I deal with. So I thought, well, let me give her a shot. Oh, we just lost our key. So anyway, I thought, yeah, let me give her a shot and just see how it does. And I gotta tell you, that stuff amazed me. It shocked me that it was even better than the stuff I would normally endorse. As far as breaking a bolt loose or something, man, that stuff just like, wow, really? Well, looks like we got to get her in just a hair more. And now this kind of thing here, you really kind of watch it, so you don't chew it up. Because I tell you what, tapping it with a hammer, and you can flare that thing out sometimes. You flare this little key out sometimes, and be hating life. Cause you know how hard it is to grind one of them little critters. And this is one that has like a wedge feature to it, so you gotta figure out which way it goes in. I know you can't tell on here, but as you can see, it's got, you can just tell by the color of it there, it's got a wedge feature to it, so it goes in pretty much on this one anyway. I have seen other toys like this that have the same type of feature, where when they're putting the gear on, it goes down and wedges it on there a little bit, and helps the gear stay stable, and kind of tightens up as it goes. That was one of the reasons we couldn't get that critter off of there. So all right, we may end up having to go to the wire wheel over here and clean this up. We'll see in just a second. Now there she goes. Now she went right down on there. Threaten her with some cool tools, and she'll be like, "Oh, no, sorry, I don't need no wire on my stuff, man." Spray her down again real quick, and make sure we get the right side. Another thing I like to do when dealing with stuff like this is like, you see that mark right there? I put that little mark right there on it, so I knew what side went outward. Oh, you need a new glasses, you know, can I see you? I know some of you are probably out there laughing at me going, "No, you need a haircut, that's why you know can I see." But look at there, she went right back on there. So now we'll just do a light tap all the way around her there, get her down on there like that. Get on there nice and smooth. We'll get our I probably should have got the bigger ones, but that's how those work, y'all. Just for you that don't know, most of you that are watching this kind of crazy fun stuff already know these cool tools. So I like to give her just a little tap on both sides of the tab. just to make sure she's locked in there. And just like that, we are good to go. So now we shall try to get her back on here. We're gonna inspect the back here just to make sure that we don't have any other major issues. And this is actually, believe it or not, this part right here is a part of the motor mount. So when this transmission sits in here like this is the motor mount right here. it dual purpose. So let me bring you over here so you can see. But Gary, I know can I see. So this is pretty cool. Watch, just pick her up. Oh. Anyway, that's why the little rubber bushing is on there like that. It's because it is a motor mount. Makes it a little more challenging when you don't have an extra set of hands. Jumping up the back, don't act like you don't want to. And another fella showed up today, really interested in the boat. But one of his questions was how wide it was. And I said, okay, well, it's 8 foot wide, but you can extend it out, you know. And his response was kind of threw me off. Because his response was, well, do you think it'll fit in a shipping container? And I thought, okay. Not quite sure why you would want to put a big pontoon in a shipping container, but I guess down in some of the Caribbean countries and islands, that pontoons are kind of rare to come by. You can buy all kinds of them little skiffs and all that kind of good stuff down there, and all them little fishing boats, but pontoons are pretty much a rarity. So it is to my understanding that they are going to use it for something besides just a houseboat. Which is, I find, pretty cool. But you know, that was one of our ideas there when we first started doing that, putting that whole thing together, was possibly making a like a cook shack out of it, or even take you know, build it up real nice to where you can take people out on the river and you know, give them like a really cool sunset tour, you know, of the river, like, you know, so they can go up and sit on the top deck, or they can sit on the nose of the boat with some LED lights, you know, and we got a small kitchen in the back, and you know, give them a romantic evening, a sunset romantic evening, you know. Jump on the river, they get a nice little river cruise down to the Gulf of Mexico. Get them out there in the ocean just a little bit, you know, in the Gulf. Let them just sit there and float and watch the sunset. I mean, wouldn't that be cool to do that? I mean, shoot. I think for a romantic type deal, I think I'd pay pretty much a pretty good penny for 4 or 5 hours of that, you know. Or even, you know, see, I think from fanning on down, it takes, if you're just putting along, you know, just nice and slow so the boat's not rocking a lot, and, you know, just taking your time, 2 or 3 miles an hour, you're probably looking at a good hour ride going down, catch the sunset for an hour or so, you know, have dinner right there at sunset. So you're talking about like a 3 or 4 hour tour. Gilligan Island type tour. No, I'm kidding. a lot of y'all probably going, Gilligan's Island? No, that's a 4-hour tour. No, don't do it. That's a trap. Oh, the ship set sail. Anyway, I think it would just be really cool, and that's what we had planned on. I won't say planned on. We had talked about doing that. We thought that would just be a really cool idea to do that. And so I got a feeling that the guy that came down today, I think he might be looking to do something like that. But you know, I think it maybe one day I'll still do that, especially out there on the you know, on the lakes out there. You know, because you got that big magazine lake out there where we're going to be going. So I think that might still be an option for us, you know, just maybe one day get another one. It doesn't even have to be a big 30-footer, you know. You could cater dinner in and go from there, you know. You know, they get to pick their dinner of their choice, the wine of their choice, all that kind of stuff. We can have it already preloaded on board when they get ready to go on, and you just cruise the shoreline of the whole lake, taking 3 or 4 hours. Just cruise, nice short cruise around the lake. And I did say shore cruise, not short cruise. All right, so we have to have a little bit of room so we can lift her up like this and be able to get to the get the chain on there right. Now, tension wise, I'm not sure how the chain keeps tension on this dog, but I would think you'd have to have some kind of way to do that, unless it's just okay to leave it that way. But getting back to the business at hand here, it just so happens that I just happen to have a brand new 420 chain laying around here from another project. Excuse me. And she was in luck, so we didn't have to order a chain. So I'm gonna have to take the link out, a bunch of links out, obviously. Because as you can see by this old chain, you double that one up, and you know, it's shorter. So we got to take enough out of it to find out what we got to have here. And the fun part is going to be taking these apart. I mean, the links, getting them out, getting the master out is really not that bad to do. It's getting the rest of the link out. I mean, they do make a cool little tool for it, so it's not terribly bad, but it's still kind of a pain. And I probably have the tool around here somewhere. I know I used to, but whether I still do or not might be a whole different ball. So anyway, we woke up this morning, and I just want to say a little prayer for those people up in Maine. That was really horrific, waking up this morning and seeing that. You know, I'm not going to defend a nutcase for sure, But I gotta tell you, you know, there's some veterans that come back from being in those places, and I won't say it gives you a new mindset on killing, but it kind of numbs you to it, you know, if that makes any sense. So if you ever do end up having a mental breakdown, that's, you know, I don't know, I just feel sad for them that they have to take it to that extreme, man. Go get some help. Gee, good Lord, work on yourself. You know, take a breath before you do something stupid. You know, war's bad enough, man, having to take somebody's life, but you know, you do that for war. You know, it's kind of your job, and it's not about, you know, just doing something to take somebody's life. You're not. That's not the whole point of it. You know, the whole point of it is defend yourself and defend the country, you know, or defend, you know, whatever area or ground you're supposed to defend. And if that means having to do what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But I do find it horrible. So anyway, I don't know if you probably didn't see that because I had the camera way up, but oh. Yep, probably gonna have to wipe that arm off now. So anyway, take that little clip off right there, like that, and it just pops off. It's pretty simple. And then you can take the link out right here. And voila, you have a two-piece. Let's see if we can get you back over here again. Moving for the 34th time in a row. And we're gonna feed this little dog around there. Trying our best to keep her out of the sand. Which it's almost an impossibility. That critter's loaded up with sand down there. And folks, don't, you know, if you're ever working on stuff like these, man, don't be intimidated. They're really not that hard to figure out. You know, and the parts are cheap enough to where if one thing don't work, buy another part. You know, there's really not that many parts that can go horribly wrong, you know, on them. You know, really not, like I said, really just not horribly wrong. Probably a bad word there, but there's not a lot that can mess up on them that you can't figure out what it is, you know. Aha. Gotta be smarter than the toys I'm playing with, boo boo. So you see how easily this thing could have gotten tangled up in there just by the way it is just to get it on there. And unfortunately you have no choice but to But to put it on there, find out how long it is, how long you need it, and then take it all back off again. Feel like you're doing 5 jobs, doing the same job 5 times. So what I like to do with something like this is I'll set her up here like so, and then I'll figure out which link I have to put in there. So that one will go to that one. So then, oh, get off me, bug. So then I'll lay it out here again, and then I'll take like a little mark here, a little screwdriver or something, and I'll just scratch it a little bit. There we go. So now we got a little scratch on her. And normally you'd probably have this up off the ground to do this, and I probably will do that right now, as a matter of fact, because I see a couple of jack stands sitting right there, so I can get her up a little higher and make it a little easier to spin the wheels and get the chain on. So give me a sec. I was trying to get away with not having to go through all this, but I can see it's just going to make my life a lot easier. And just like that. We can find a neutral.